Hi, this is Luke from Bazodee magazine. Welcome to our bi-weekly podcast where we discuss Barbadian culture, food, music, crop over, and whatever else we want to. So welcome back to Bazodee's new podcast. We don't have a name for it. It's just going to be, we had considered their promoter, but it's just going to be the Bazodee podcast. So how are you doing? How is everybody at home? How has it been during the lockdown season, during the COVID period? Well, not that it's done, but how has it been for you? At Bazodee, we've just been attempting to adapt and reinvent ourselves and reorganize and look forward to a new future. For the podcast, we used to cover a variety of issues in the past. We used to look at many different things, all things Barbadiana. We used to look at culture, music, food, fashion, sport, whatever have you, whatever topic we wanted to. And we'll be continuing that for the future. We'll be looking at heritage because that's been a new angle on our social media channels. So we even touch on social issues if need be. But the podcast, really, we want to focus on, for all those topics that we mentioned earlier, like let's say crop over. We want to drill down into it. We want to talk to promoters and get an idea of where their head is at, get an idea of what they have planned for the future, get an idea of what happened to their events and what new and what should we expect for crop over 2021 and beyond. We want to get a look at band leaders, see where their heads are at, what it means, what COVID has meant for bands, and get a look behind the scenes, because it's easy for us to just say bands have disappeared, but like, what does it mean? Like all the type of traction or work that they have to do to get things back up and running, and what we can expect for crop over 2022, because nobody ain't going on the road for 2021. We want to look at like the NCF and different cultural artists and practitioners to see where their heads are at, to get a look behind the scenes with them, to have conversations with them. We want to take a look at the way that COVID has affected the entire industry and the way that has overturned everything. So to paint a far broader picture for people of what is going on behind the scenes, rather than just these artists have been home just like us, and you know what next? What comes out the gate as the gates open? Like, what is coming when we could expect to, quote unquote, be back out in public? And we also have a variety of sponsors lined up, and we also be doing giveaways just like we did in the past. So I'm excited about that, to be able to connect with people also in that same way again. We really want to sweeten the pot and be able to give back to our followers and our listeners and all the people who have supported us as we have, started to make a lot of trending numbers. So the same way that you have allowed us to reach new quotas, now we want to be able to give back to you. It might not be in the same realm as like crop over tickets or stuff like that, but we'll figure out different ways to make it work. We also have a new issue coming out, our upcoming Voices issue, where we'll be touching on artists and we'll be looking at the way that they have kept going during the pandemic and what the future looks like for them, what direction they'll be taking, how they'll flex their wings, whatever have you. And we'll be doing other issues later down throughout the year, whether it's a crop over issue, whether it's a food issue for Food and Rum Festival, whether it's an issue that touches on our heritage, on our history, and gets that type of look at that old Barbadiana, where we could capture that, because we've really lost, every year we will lose older people, and we lose that aspect of our history and heritage that once it isn't written down, documented. So we really want to capture that. So we'll be doing a lot of work throughout the year. So in addition to our podcast, look out for our upcoming issues. So we have lots of stuff planned out, and we're very excited for it all to come off and the way that our plans will roll out throughout the rest of the year. Our podcast will allow us to stay in touch with you and to roll out new topics and touch on new areas. And our magazines will also give you a look behind the scenes in a different area from our podcast. It will give you a different feel, a different flavor. And we want to make them bigger and bigger as the years go on. And we also have the giveaways coming up as well. So stay tuned to our social media channels and our digital channels. You can find us on Instagram at Bazodee Mag. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Bazodee Mag. You can find us on YouTube. You find us on our website, www.bazodeemag.com. And just stick up with us with the content on our issue, because we'll be uploading all our digital issues there. That it will be issue.com/Bazodee Mag. And I'm sure there'll be something for everybody. So thank you to our sponsors who made this a possibility and a reality. Thank you to our team who's worked very hard behind the scenes and will be bringing you more content in the future. Thank you to everybody in whatever way who's made this all a possibility. We look forward to having more episodes with you in the future and discussing more things, and who knows where it will take us. So this has been Luke from Bazodee Magazine, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you, the listener, for helping bring us here and help us be as great as we can be. So we look forward to bringing forward more exciting episodes to you in the near future.